What's up, guys? JR Raymond back again, coming to you from MRB Classic Pro Shop, where today we're going to show you how to drill an oval thumb, even if you don't have digital readouts or anything fancy on your press. Even if you have the oldest press that's drilled bowling balls 50 years ago, you can still do ovals if you do it in this method. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. So I get an awful lot of students and clients, and what happens is, they always come in with a circle thumb for the most part. And if they are a beginner bowler, we'll kind of just leave it there. We'll put some tape in to kind of shape the thumb a little bit, however we need to, and kind of work with their physical game and get them better there. But once they get to a certain point where they're fundamentally much, much better and they understand the proper techniques of curving the ball and doing the right things with their hand, now we have to teach them how to feel their thumb, how to feel their fingers, how to feel everything properly without squeezing and squeezing in the proper way. So, and it's really hard to do that if you have a circle thumb. And if everybody looks at their thumb, most people have a fairly flat thumb. It's wider on the sides and a little bit smaller front to back. So we have to oval it just a little bit. Well, most times when I tell them to go to their pro shop or wherever they normally get their stuff drilled, they always say, well, I asked them to do an oval and they say they can't do it because they don't have digital readouts or they just don't know how. So this video is going to specialize in showing those pro shops or anybody you want to see this, somebody, if you have a press in your basement, anything, if you drill your own stuff out of the garage, whatever it may be, here's a simple way to figure out what your oval is and then find out how to move the press to make that oval that you want. So here we go. Let's take a look. All right, so we have our fingers drilled. All right, now we got a thumb slug in there, but for me, this is a switch grip. So I've got a new inner installed, ready to go, put some hole in it, or put a hole in it with the oval. We're gonna go back through that center line, right back through the slug, okay? And then we need to go back to the center here, and we need to figure out what our degree is. And mine is 45. So I'm gonna go over here, mark at the 45. You can see I pretty much drew the line already. So I'm just gonna go back on top of this line. I'm gonna go right here. Okay, and then you measure your distance or your measure the span that you want. I better actually do this properly so I don't screw it up, so I can actually use this thumb. Okay, so now we're gonna go here, right there. All right, so now I've got my first cut line there. All right, so now we're gonna take it to the press and I'm gonna show you how to line it up and do everything else. All right, so all we're going to do now is we have this lined up. This is our original center line, and then we have our other line here, which is our degree line, okay? Now, I just happen to be 0, 0 on my thumb right now, so we're going to do this first hole. All you're going to do is you're going to set your pitch gauge up, your pitch, whatever your pitches are, set it up for that first hole, whatever your normal pitches are, okay? And with the drill bit size that you want to start with, okay? For me, it's 57. We're going to line this up, get this fairly close. I'm going to lock the ball into place. Make sure it's still centered. Good there. Now again, you don't need one of these fancy jigs. You don't need anything like that. Even if you have just one of the clamp jigs, that's fine. Actually, they're usually a little bit easier to work with when you're trying to do an oval this way. Okay, so we're just going to line that up, make sure that's centered. Obviously, it's up straight front back. We're going to move it back. Get to where we need to be. Test our line, make sure we're in the right spot. All right, so now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to leave the bit down at the bottom of the hole. I'm going to lock it into place, okay? Now I'm going to take this out. Okay, so that way I can move the ball. And I'm just going to rotate the ball to realign my center line front to back, okay? Place this back in there. Get this open. There we go. Put this back down. Okay, so now I got that centered just how I want it. Okay. Now, literally, all I'm going to do is move my jig straight back. Okay, so now I can move the cuts. I can make the mark on however many cuts I want. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna move it about about that much. Okay, and we'll do the first cut. Now I'm gonna do the next cut. I'm gonna move it a little bit more. And we're just gonna go to the width that we wanna go to, that's all. So actually you would measure the bowler's thumb and make a mark on how wide you actually need to go. And obviously you wanna do more than just one cut. You wanna do multiple cuts to get rid of that ridge. You don't want there to be a big ridge there. Okay, a little bit more. It's actually pretty good right there. I can get in and out of it. Yep, we're gonna call that good. Okay. So now we're gonna pull her out of there. You can see those cuts went straight up and down that line. So I didn't even use the gauges to create this oval at all. I just went straight off of creating the actual line itself. Now, you can see my thumb doesn't fit this way, right? Thumb doesn't fit this way, but it does this way. Now I have that oval exactly at what I'm looking for. We just work it out, get the bevel that you want, the feel that you want, and you can create whatever you want as far as feel. But this is how you can actually create an oval without having one of these digital gauges. Okay, so you can do it on any press. It doesn't matter if you just have a clamp jig, a junk jig, it doesn't matter. As long as it's something that holds the ball in place, that allows you to drill into it, you can do an oval if you can move the ball. Okay, so this is the simple way of doing it. I'm sure there's going to be other people that'll say, you need to do it a different way. This is how I do it. You know, there's other ways of doing it, but this is a real simple way of getting the job done. All right, so there you go. There's a real simple way to do an oval. You know, so it's just basically creating two different center lines and then readjusting to that second center line and just moving the jig front to back, however you want to do it. You can do cuts on the back side, cuts on the front side. You could just do cuts on the front like I did. I like to work out the front part more than the back side. Or if you have a digital press, obviously you can just move the press, move both ways to create the oval that you want. So I'm going to get some questions from some people, I'm sure. Well, what does the pitch need to be? You know, if I have a 16th or an 8th reverse and I do that based on the center line, you know, again, I'm just going to say make that first cut and then reposition the ball in order to bring it front to back, and then just move the jig back and front to back. And you're not changing the pitch front to back. You're changing it side to side now just to make those cuts. So it's not going to make a huge difference on there, and you're creating the oval that you want. So you're going to get that same pitch and feel that you want the bowler to have, but you're going to do it just a little bit differently than what is conventional and what they teach to use, the digital gauges and the readouts and all that stuff. So I hope this helps somebody to be able to do this now. Obviously you might not want to do it for a customer right away. Play around on some dummy balls and figure out how to do it first. But this is the way I did it when I didn't have any gauges of any kind, because I couldn't stand having a circle thumb. So if you can't stand having a circle thumb, this is probably what you got to do. So anyway, that's all I got. We'll see you guys later. Go ahead, criticize this all you want. I know there's better ways to do it, but this is just one simple way that you can do it. If you know of other videos that show a little bit easier way to create the oval without digital readouts, then put them in the comments below, so that way pro shop people and other people who don't know how to do it can get to those videos and be able to learn as well. So until next time, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later. Take care.